Good morning, Ms. Furlow. Ma'am, you're charged with terroristic threat. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to be probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you can order for one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
Yes, Judge. Okay. Officers were dispatched to a residence in Harris County, Texas in response to a disturbance. The complainant stated they were in their car and backing out of their driveway when the defendant parked behind them. The defendant then got out of her car and started banging on the complainant's vehicle while shouting obscenities and threats. The defendant also tried to gain entry into the complainant's vehicle. Specifically, the defendant stated she was going to whoop their ass, and the complainant stated they were in fear for their lives during the incident. The officers discovered the defendant is a coworker of one of the complainant's family members.
Owner, boss.
So the threat is what?
The threat is she was banging on the door and said, "I'll whoop your ass."
I have it on camera.
Did you catch that? The judge just ruled there's probable cause, meaning the court believes there's enough evidence for the case to move forward. That doesn't mean she's guilty yet, but banging on someone's car and threatening to whoop their ass on camera? Yeah, not a great look. Do you think this rises to the level of a terroristic threat? Let me know in the comments below.
Ma'am, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to have any contact with this person and not to be in possession of weapons, okay? What do you do for a living, ma'am?
I own a fleet company, 3 trucks, and they're my drivers for the road, my OPR drivers.
Okay.
So they just basically stole my vehicles.
We are going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. So I'm going to have you go to Victoria, sign and reset. We'll have you take a seat in the jury box while we get your bond conditions. We'll have you sign it, and then you'll be free to go. When you come back, please have a lawyer, okay?
Okay, but I move out of state next month, so I just talked to my mom.
We'll have you sign a reset, and then we'll just take a seat while we get your bond conditions. We'll have you sign the bond conditions, and then you'll be free to go. Okay, please. Morning, Mr. Singleton.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning. You know, it's Thursday, Friday Eve. Ready for the weekend, you know?
Yes, sir.
So
See, you have the decorations.
thanks. Well, it's all them.
Yes, sir.
Your lawyer has asked for me, or is asking for a bond reduction in your case, but you know, my concern, and I guess my very, very primary concern is public safety. You've got a lot of serious charges, and from what I see, your bond is now at around 200,000. You've got 2 open aggravated assault cases, and you got an assault of a family member with us. Our bond is set at 5,002. What did you guys want?
Possibly looking for a PR bond due to the fact that his other 2 cases are extremely high. We believe that he should be able to bond out on that. We have been talks. He has been in talks with some family members regarding possibly coming up with money for the other 2 bonds, but reducing it here would possibly help him out regarding the overall amount that he will have to come up with.
Well, so my concern is it looks like in September, he had an aggravated assault with a deadly weapon dismissed, right?
I believe that case got filed twice, and they.
So what's going on with the cases upstairs? And is it the same complaining witness as our case?
There's two complaining witnesses on those cases, Judge, and it looks as though it's a different complainant with us.
Is there a weapon involved? Is it a shooting?
On the aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, Judge, so in the felony cases, there's 2 weapons involved, a machete and a gun, a 9mm handgun.
Does he shoot at them? Does he shoot
At them. So the state would be opposed to lowering bond, Judge, given the severity and the propensity to violence that felony cases also show.
Oh, I think I remember this case. It's about a neighbor, and it's either about like a fence or it's about some bushes or some, right?
So the state's concern is community safety, Judge. So for those reasons, we would be opposed to lowering his bond.
Even if it's not going totally to a PR, if possible to do 2,500, that was great.
I don't know, you know, I mean, we gave you a PR bond in this case. I let you out, right? And then you go out, you allegedly have these now 2 aggravated assault cases where in one, you point a gun at someone
stated that he would shoot them in the head.
And if I remember, it's something so trivial over, don't talk about the cases though, because I don't want you to,
I wouldn't incriminate myself or anything, but I live by truth, sir. And these people stole stuff from me.
No, no.
but, Mr. Singleton,
Not that.
there's a certain way, when someone takes something from you, there's a certain way that you got to act.
I'm the one that
No.
called the police, Your Honor.
And that may be so, but there's still a certain way to act, right? And if you,
Washington?
refresh my memory, because I just don't remember it.
I can read.
Yeah, go for it. Just a brief synopsis.
On or about September 7th, 2024, complainant Sarver in his truck when he was awoken by the defendant knocking on the window with a 9mm handgun. The defendant then pointed the gun at complainant Sarver and demanded that the complainant get out of the car. When complainant Sarver got out of the car, the defendant stated that he would shoot the complainant in the head. Complainant Sarver advised that prior to coming home from work and having his incident with the defendant, the complainant too was also involved in an altercation with the defendant earlier in the night. The second complainant stated that an altercation arose between him and the defendant, which resulted in the defendant punching the second complainant in the face, causing him pain. The second complainant punched the defendant back, and the defendant ran to his house. Shortly after, the defendant returned with a machete in one hand and a stick in the other and was calling out for the second complainant.
Whoa. That escalation went from 0 to machete real fast. Singleton allegedly threatened one person with a gun, then chased another down with a machete and a stick? This is why the judge is losing patience. This isn't just a dispute, it's a public safety hazard. Can you believe this all started over bushes or a fence? Wild.
To come out to the street. So it seems as though he pointed a gun at complainant 1, and then in complainant 2, he punched him, and then when the complainant punched him back, he came back with a machete and a stick.
Sorry, Mr. Singleton, it's just too dangerous for me, man. I can't give you a PR bond. I already gave you a PR bond. We'll let you out, and then you pick up these 2 serious cases. You know, if we give you a PR bond now, if we were to lower, I mean, what's going to happen? You're going to pick up a 4th case? We're trying to prevent that from happening, you know?
Understand?
Order in the court.
May I speak?
But not about the cases, okay? Just because I don't want you to hurt yourself, you know?
I understand, Your Honor. But I don't recall you ever giving me a PR bond, sir.
We gave you a PR bond on, in our case, we gave it to you on 8/12 of 24. I gave you a PR bond. We let you out of jail. You know, you had certain conditions that you're supposed to follow. No weapons, no contact with the complaining witnesses. And so here we are with 2 very serious cases. If you're able to bond out, and if you have someone, come back, talk, perhaps we can,
My fiance,
you know, but
the person who this is.
you're your own worst enemy, Mr. Singleton, really. I mean,
I'm
you're your
sorry.
own worst enemy.
I guess it's the military.
Well, don't blame it on the military. They're choices, right? And
Yes.
sometimes choices are made such that,
I know I need help, Your Honor. I'm not saying I don't need help. However,
the problem is that you can't do that after the fact.
I
You
understand.
got to recognize it before the fact, before it balloons out of control. That's why, you know, and it's not our first rodeo here with you. You've had prior assaultive cases like this. So you have to understand that when you get these feelings, these urges that you're going to lose, you got to try to take care of this beforehand. Now, why don't we have him TRAS'd? Okay, let's see what it says. Let's see how to go forward. You know, if they say that there's treatment that's, you know, I have options available to help you with these issues. And I'm willing to help you and I want to. Yeah, we will do it. But the first things first is I got to have you evaluated to see how we go forward. And if you let me do this, and if you're honest with me, Mr. Singleton, let's try to work something.
I will be.
All right. Can you set up a TRAS for Mr. Singleton? Yeah, please. I'm going to set you for an evaluation. I'm going to have you speak to clinicians. Be honest.
I will.
We'll come back in a couple days. Today's what, Thursday? Come back on Tuesday. Let's talk about how we go forward. Okay?
Yeah,
Look, this isn't the be all end all, but let's see how we go forward. You know, that's why God put eyes in the front, so we go forward. We don't go backwards. All
yes,
right?
Your Honor.
Okay. All right.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Stay. Okay? You know, Alan, you know, depending on what that TRAS says, it may also help with what upstairs to try to work out some kind of treatment program so that, you know, because it's all just anger, right? Yeah.
That's the first time I've seen it actually. Like that, so it makes
It may be worth exploring because it'll help, you know, hopefully upstairs as well. Yeah, thanks. Yes. Mr. He?
Yes, sir.
Good morning, Mr. He. Sir, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay. On November 11th, 2024, officers conducted a traffic stop for a defective license plate lamp in Harris County, Texas. The officer made contact with the defendant, the driver and sole occupant of the vehicle, and observed a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage, watery bloodshot eyes, and disorientation. Standard field sobriety tests were administered. HGN 4 out of 6. Walk and turn and one leg stand were not administered due to the defendant becoming belligerent. Walk and turn, prior to termination, they had detected 1 of 8 clues. The defendant read the DIC and refused to provide a specimen. A blood search warrant was obtained and executed.
Any priority to be honest?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. He, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. We will randomly test you. If we find that you consume alcohol or drugs, you will go to jail. And that's it. Do you understand? Do you have a valid Texas driver license? Do you have valid liability insurance in your name? You may continue to drive as long as you have both, and Mr. Murphy will tell you if it does become suspended. If it becomes suspended, you may not drive. Now, because you have a lawyer, we will waive your appearance. You do not need to waste your time coming to court, but you must stay in touch with Mr. Murphy, and he will tell you if and when you have to come back to court. If he tells me he can't get a hold of you because you're gone and you're not responding, I will issue a warrant for your arrest.
That won't be an issue, Your Honor.
I don't think it will, but we have to put you on notice of what we expect and what, you know, what happens when you start acting up. So we will have you just sign a reset with Victoria. We'll have you get with Felicia for your bond conditions, and then you guys are free to go. Okay?
Judge, thank you very
Thanks,
much.
guys.